What is it about?
Emotional intelligence.
What does that even mean?
Exactly.
I don't know. What does that mean?
Well, in our culture, in our society, we are all about IQ. We revel in intelligence. It's all about prefrontal cortex, how smart you are, what did you get on your SATs. Like, we look at what colleges we go to be like, oh wow, you went there, you must be smart. Like, we really we really value people's intelligence. And yet we live in a society that has almost zero emotional intelligence, like how to actually connect to another human being, how to feel compassion, how to feel empathy is one example. And then another example is we feel our own feelings. We actually feel emotions in our body, but we don't know what the fuck to do with them. We're like overwhelmed by them, and then we don't like the way they feel. So then what do? We numb out. We go find some food. We go find some ice cream. We go find some alcohol. We go find some drugs. We go find any way to not feel the feelings that we're having. That's also the opposite of emotional intelligence. So I just don't know how to say all of that.
You just did, and I filmed it, so.
Okay,
great. Good job.
Thanks.
Yeah. Now just tell it to the people.
So there. So I want to explain a little bit of the science around how our emotional body totally dictates what we do on this planet. So first of all, right now, we're talking, you and me. I'm talking to you, you're listening to me, we're having a little conversation here. We are completely in the front part of our brain, our prefrontal cortex, right? This is where rational thinking happens. This is where our logic lives. This is where we learn about languages and math and architecture. And this is where we create art. All of these things happen in our conscious, rational, logical mind, right here, prefrontal cortex, right? The middle part of our brain, however, our limbic system, is our emotional body. It's our emotional brain. This is where, when we think a thought in the front of our brain, right here, then we put meaning to that thought, which is in our middle brain, and that meaning that we put to that often creates an emotion. So I'll give you an example. My boyfriend doesn't call me back, and he said that he would. Okay, that's the thing that happened. And logically, I understand, why isn't he calling? My phone isn't here. What meaning do I put behind that? Well, the meaning that I put behind that is he must not care about me. And then what does that do? Well, that evokes an entire cascade of emotions of anxiety, sadness, not feeling good enough, not feeling worthy enough, and then the not enoughness compounds into more intense negative emotions, right? And so now a thought that I had in the front part of my brain created my middle brain, my limbic system, my emotional brain to go down this whole cascade of really intense feelings of not being lovable and not feeling worthy. And then if I really lose myself in those emotions that are very painful, then what do I want to do? I don't want to feel them. So then what I want to do is I want to numb out. And then I can unconsciously go to the freezer, grab a pint of ice cream, or go grab some alcohol, or go grab whatever I can to not feel these feelings. That part of the brain that's in charge at that point is now the back of your brain, your primal brain, the oldest part of your nervous system, because its only job on this planet is to keep you safe and alive. It seeks out pleasure and it avoids pain. So if your emotional body, your limbic system, is going through this cascade of sadness and pain and suffering, and all of these emotions are floating in your body, your primal brain goes, no. Audra needs to stay safe and Audra needs to stay alive. So we're gonna make all that pain disappear. And so it's going to do the only thing it knows how to do, and it's going to numb out. If there's no other choice, if my body and my brain hasn't been conditioned or hasn't learned the skill sets to feel my feelings and feel into my emotions and use that as energy in order to maybe make better choices, then it will numb out and try to get rid of the pain in any way that it knows how. And the way that it gets rid of pain is to numb out. Food, drugs, alcohol, those are your biggest ones. There's a lot more, but those are the ones that we're talking about here. And this is a pretty awful pattern, and we really can get stuck in this kind of emotional unintelligence. Is that a word? Is unintelligence a word?
I'm going to go with yes.
Okay, so unintelligence. And that's the opposite of what we want. And here's the thing, when we get lost in our emotions that way and we let our middle brain and our primal brain run the show at this level, what we're lacking is neuronal patterning that connects all three parts of the brain in a really strong way. So what we want to do and what I want to share with you today is how we can really take that science that you just learned and how do we start to connect the logical, rational part of our mind to a more thoughtful, emotional body, so that way we can really feel our feelings, and then we can have other access points so that way the primal brain maybe chooses a different response instead of numbing out to not feel our feelings. I could punch a pillow. I could call my girlfriend and just have a good talk with her. I could call my therapist. I could go to a yoga class. There's like a bazillion other things that are more life-giving and life-affirming that we could do to move these emotions through our body. Because here's the thing, when we learn how to feel our feelings and know that the feelings are not going to kill us, that's the trick. Because our primal brain has been taught over and over again, its job is to keep you safe and alive, and it really wants to seek out pleasure and avoid pain. That's it, and that's that. That's why it exists. So whenever you can step back and pause and go, okay, I'm in a lot of pain. This emotion is so difficult. It is so painful, but I know that I'm not my emotion. I know that it's going to go away. I know that I'm not going to die. Your primal brain thinks you're going to die. You're going, no, it's all good. I'm not going to die. It just is really intense right now. And then you can. There is a moment of choice. Now, what I want to say about the choice to either numb out, drugs, alcohol, food, whatever your choice of numbing out is, right? Or the other choice, the more life-affirming, giving choice. If you're used to always going to numbing out, those neuronal patterns are stronger. So to build the new neuronal patterns of, okay, I'm going to put on my sneakers and I'm just going to go for a run. Over time, those neuronal patterns will start to build and they will start to get stronger. And when you can do this whole process, when you can think the thought that gives you the emotions, that makes your primal brain activate, and then you can pause and then do the other things. So now what we're doing, do the other things that are healthy and life-giving. Now we're creating more of a connection between all the parts of our brain. This is Neuroscience 101. And when we can do this, that is emotional intelligence. That is your ability to feel your feelings and choose something else. And I'm telling you, this will change your life. This will change your relationships. This will change your relationship to yourself, your relationship to food, your relationship to your partner, to your kids, to your family, to your friends. This is the ticket. Why don't they teach this shit in school? They don't. There's no such thing as emotional intelligence in school, but guess what? We can learn it. All of us have the skill sets to learn this. It takes time, it takes energy, it ain't easy, but I promise you we can do it. In my Love It to Lose It 6-week transformational program, this is a huge part of how we get to the other side. If indeed you are trying to lose weight, if indeed you are trying to create healthier habits for your life and your body, emotional intelligence is everything. It is really, really important. And it's a huge part of the Love It to Lose It system. So you can download it for free, totally yours. And if you like this information, oh my God, join me, subscribe to my YouTube channel, like this video, tell all your friends about it. And if you really love it, hop on over to audrabaker.com and you can join my community where I share things there that I don't share anywhere else. So you might want to get on top of that. All right. Thank you so much. Love this. Love you. Mwah! Until next time.